thanks for attending today's session. So it's very casual and we have a lot of fun, as you can probably gather. So as I said, we normally do these events in person, but with the restrictions right now, we're doing it a lot more often than we would normally do, being fortnightly and via Zoom. So just have a bit of fun and stay connected and have a chat. So today's session's all about video, so video and LinkedIn. So we're going to have a bit of a Q&A session. I've got lots of questions lined up for Reg, and I, sort of give you permission to ask him lots of questions. The harder the better. Isn't that right, Reg?
Oh, I love a hard one.
Oh dear. Right, what else was I going to say? I think that's pretty much it. So I'll just introduce, because there's a few new people that have never been to an event. Not new people, you're all brand new people. I thought I'd just introduce the team. So I'm Jo Saunders, a LinkedIn specialist. I've been doing this for about 10 years. And what was the third thing I was going to share? Let me just work out. Marianne, you just you introduce yourself, and we'll go around for the team initially.
You're gonna work out what you're doing. Okay. Well, Marianne,
yeah, you get it.
I get it totally.
Dear. There we go.
So I've been doing this also for 10 years. I'm a personal brand mentor and visual imagery specialist, and I specialize actually in teaching people how to use Canva, and I really love it. So that is what I do.
Awesome. And you'll see behind me, because I'm going to get you guys to introduce yourself as well. Behind me, you should see the three things that I was quickly looking for. So who you are, what your business is, and how you feel about video. That's what I'd really like to know. But Pete, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Peter.
You've got 15 seconds, Pete. 15 seconds.
15.
I hope you haven't eaten into my 15 seconds.
No. Haven't started.
Here we go. Peter Dunsevich. I'll run two things. I've got a web and SEO company, as well as a photo booth and photography company as well. So called Spoilt Photo Booths, and we also do corporate headshots and photography services. Done.
Oh,
nice.
1 second to spare, and nicely done.
Jo.
Hi, thank you. Thanks, Jo. I'm Jo Harp. And I do a few different things. So I'm a facilitator, I'm in management, and I feel very passionate about coaching teams to work cohesively, play nicely in the sandpit. And I'm absolutely crazy about LinkedIn. So very happy to be part of the team. We've been going for a while now, so very excited to be here for this session.
Awesome. And lastly, but not leastly, birthday boy yesterday, Reg.
Oh, thank you, Jo. My name is Reg from Online Videos Perth, and I help you attract, engage, and convert more of your digital visitors into customers using the power of video and YouTube.
Yes, Natalie Lane, Your Hive, me and my business partner Katrina, basically our business support specialist, helping businesses from chaos to clarity with procedures, setups of their processes and systems in their business, as well as social media marketing and many other things. Video, can I just have a new face for video? That's how I'm feeling about video.
Excellent. And she's awesome at processes. I've seen her in action. Brilliant. Karen, would you like to go next?
Hello, everyone.
We've got two Karens.
Oh,
We've got two Karens. Which one?
Oh, we have two. All right, let's go with Karen Thompson as soon as you're talking.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I did say to the other Karen yesterday, she had a question, and I said, get on to LinkedIn Local tomorrow and ask Jo. So anyway. So my name's Karen Thompson. I'm in the process of setting up a new enterprise. It's called Communicate You, and it is all around helping people understand, position, communicate and amplify their personal and or professional brand. So I've got a specialisation in writing and stuff, so that's what I like to do. In my last role, we used videos quite a lot. I hate myself on video. It's something I know I need to do some work with, but I love the power of video and the power of storytelling through video. So interested to see what you have to say.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, let's go to the other Karen now.
Hello everyone, my name's Karen. I'm 13 years experience in international marketing in a number of sectors. Unfortunately, due to COVID, I was made redundant, so I'm looking for exploring new opportunities. In terms of video, I feel really excited because I attended a fantastic ASPAS workshop that Reg, you hosted.
Oh, right.
So I've got all your fantastic notes. I had them ready to go. I had a company YouTube channel set up. We were going through a market forced rebrand, and then COVID came and destroyed all of my fantastic, activities, global domination. So again, I'm interested, like, because that was more the professional big, production of video, but I shared a blog yesterday on my LinkedIn, and it was all talking about repurposing content and blogs, and I talked about videos. So really, I'm interested in just dipping my toe in the water and using content in, interactive, maybe animation or a transcribed thing before we get to a talking head potentially. So I want to investigate all different types of videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the right place, and Reg is the guy to speak to to go deeper. Excellent. All right, Aileen, would you like to? Aileen. I was going to call you Aileen again. Aileen. Yeah.
Aileen.
Yeah, so my name is Aline. I am in the process of working out my concept for a company in relation to food allergies and intolerances. And basically, I know nothing about video and was hoping to just learn.
Excellent. Excellent. And lucky last, Holly-Ann, who's doing video.
Hi, I'm Holly-Ann from Safe for Kids. I teach a child abuse prevention program. I do a lot of work in remote Aboriginal communities, but because of the virus, that's all stopped. I've written 5 children's books, and we have an online shop. So I'm really excited about video at the moment because I've been doing interviews with people. I don't want to be salesy, but I've been interviewing the people that have written books that we sell, so that people get really good information as well as flogging the books. So I'm trying to be a bit, but I'm really keen to leverage more on LinkedIn because I don't know, and my question was, am I better off doing it on YouTube and then sharing the link, because I think it's only 10 minutes. I'm really keen to learn from Reg.
Awesome, you're in the right place. And we've just had Sarah Courtner join us. Yay, hello from Broome.
Hi, Sarah.
Now, we're just in quick intro, so you just arrived at the perfect time because it's your turn. Who you are, what you do, and how you feel about video. And I know you love video and you nail video.
In 15 seconds.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Courtner. I am a qualified course creation specialist to help you create your online courses, and I love being on video.
Excellent. Well, you do it so well, and that was really succinct. I'm going to ask Reg some questions, and if you've got questions, ask them, whether you put them in the chat and we'll make sure that they don't get missed, or interject, and ask for further details, because any question you don't ask is the question that you don't get answered. There's a saying there, and that was not a saying. I don't know. Reg, what is the saying? You're good at sayings.
Oh, look, Joe, let's move on. Let's just get to the...
That's it. I think that's a new saying. That's the saying. So let's get on with it. So, Reg, you're in the hot seat. I'm going to be grilling you. I used to be really nervous about video. I'd rather be on a stage than speak on video, which is interesting because I was never a speaker way back. But anyway, but Reg has helped me get comfortable with video. So, Reg, let's get straight into LinkedIn. What kind of videos can you use on LinkedIn in your experience?
Kind of videos, any video really. Video works pretty well, but essentially on your news feed, I would stick to videos that don't sell. Essentially, people who are coming across your content, they don't want to be sold to straight away. So whatever you can do to educate them. So there's three broad categories then you could look at. So educational, entertaining, or inspirational. So if you can fit some sort of content into one of those categories, and it's a give to get kind of attitude as well. From my point of view, I do a lot of educational stuff, trying to help people understand how to use video better, how to actually make better videos. So that's where I'm coming from, the type of content that I put out there. And if you want to use video to sell on LinkedIn, then maybe consider using it within messages. So if you're putting out content and someone's interacting with your content on a bit of a regular basis, then maybe you could take a short video and use it within the messages to contact them directly and say, I noticed you've been engaging with my content. Is there anything we can chat about or anything I can help you with? Or so you can use video that way.
So just on that then, has anybody here used videos in their messaging on LinkedIn? As in you've created a little video on your phone and you've actually sent it or sent a link to it? No?
Yes, I used to.
Oh, great. Yeah, and how did you go with that?
When I worked at People to People, we had an app called Video My Job. So that was all done, you know, branded and everything, and we could just use that and create whatever messages. So whether we were talking about jobs that we were looking to recruit for, or people we were highlighting, or I used it a lot to talk about the various blog posts and guest bloggers and stuff that we had. So you talk about anything, but it was all branded, so it was nice and simple.
Excellent. Good. That's good to hear. Because I'm certainly, it's something that I've done a couple of times. I create little videos on the fly. Like I might be in the city and I might do a bit of what I call a selfie video. I don't know if it is a selfie video, but that's what I call it. Chatting to, you know, hi, how you going? You know, I'm just in the city, blah, blah, blah. And then I send that from your camera roll. Now on the LinkedIn app, one of the things that it's not clear that you can send video because it looks like you can only send images. But if you go to this share an image, you can actually share video through that facility, if that makes sense. So that's one way. So what other kind of content would you recommend sharing on LinkedIn, Reg?
Other type of content?
Yeah, like what could we use? Like would you recommend sharing an explainer video, or is it better to do something where you're on camera?
Yeah, look, you could do explainer videos, but I probably I would think they'd probably be a harder sell than something where it's your face to camera, because it's you need to build up that rapport and that relationship with someone before you can actually start trying to sell to them in that sort of more salesy pitch of a video, if that makes sense. Whereas if you're doing a sort of a piece to camera or your selfie video or your screencast or whatever you're doing, it's a bit more personal, it's a bit more about you, and that's how you build up that connection.
I'm going to ask a question. Now, for those who don't know, Reg and I actually have a YouTube show together called the Connection Couch, which is on hold at the moment because we haven't been able to physically get together and do some filming. But one of the topics we talked about is car videos. So, Reg, is it acceptable to film a video in your car and put it on LinkedIn in the home feed? I'm looking at everybody's faces. I love this.
In a one-off situation, then yes, I'd accept that. But if it's part of your ongoing strategy to do a video in your car every Monday before you go to the gym, then I would say not.
Sarah's face says it all.
I have
Look at
seen
Sarah.
people out there who take it very seriously, where someone will be driving and they've got someone in the passenger seat filming, and that's. If you think that works for you, then by all means. But I think generally the population and the people that I speak to anyway, they're not big fans of the car video. And I think you've just got less control over your video in regards to what's happening in the background. There could be distractions on the road, trying to do things at once. And especially for blokes, you struggle to do two things at once. Maybe
you get in trouble with the police.
Well, there is that too. Yeah. I was actually talking about static, like you parked in a car, you're in your suit or in your fancy frock and you're about to go somewhere.
See, even still, no. If you've gone to the effort of driving somewhere to make a video, then get out of your bloody car and sit in the park and have a nice bit of greenery in the background, rather than the back seat of your car where the sun shines in and blasts you out. You look like you're in heaven or something. You just expect angels to be singing in the background. No. Sorry.
Now, here's a request. I loved all the expressions. Now, I want to see your visual expression, your reaction to seeing that sort of content in the home feed. I'm going to take a screenshot because Sarah, you were awesome there. Okay, right. Give me your best car, how you feel about car videos. I want to see it on screen. Oh, Karen, brilliant. Okay, hold that pose. Thank you. I love this. This is fun. Excellent. So no car videos.
I would avoid it.
Yeah, I have never done one. I'm thinking about doing one as an example of what not to do. I think that could be effective.
Yeah, look, I guess that's one way to highlight it. But
actually, Reg, we should do an episode of the Connection Couch in a car.
In a car, sit in the back seat of a car. Ooh, might get the wrong idea.
Let's not do that. Okay, so let's talk about how we consume videos. normally we're using a mobile phone. Well, a lot of people are using a mobile phone, but with people working from home, a lot of people are going back to using their PC or laptop. So different type of usage at the moment. But in general, LinkedIn said in a session I had with them last week that 80% of users are watching video with sound off, which means then we need to communicate the message or get people to inspire them to click. So the best way to do that is using captions.
Correct.
So Reg, talk us a little bit about captions. How can people do that easily without having to get, some expert, video editor to do it?
Okay, so there's two ways of doing it. There's a free way and there's a paid way. So we're not going to touch on the paid way because that's relatively straightforward. You send someone a URL and they will send you back a transcript. Okay, so you can do your own subtitles using YouTube. Now, essentially, there's three ways. You can upload a script. So if you have a video that you've actually written a script for, you can upload your script, and that will turn it. YouTube will turn that into a subtitles SRT file. You can actually go into the back end of your video and manually type in a transcription as your video plays. So you can set it up that when you're typing, the video will pause, and as soon as you stop typing, the video will play. So it helps you there with your workflow. It doesn't take too long, but if you've got really long videos, that might not be the way forward. Or the easiest way, and the way that I use pretty much all the time, is I allow Google or YouTube to do the transcription for me. So I upload the video, give it a day or two, and go back to the video, and there's actual automatic captions or subtitles on the video. I then go into those captions and edit them. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have an accent. So some words don't actually get picked up.
Reg,
so,
can you say Perth?
Well, I was going to say that every time I say online video is Perth, it doesn't come up as Perth. It's Park, Berth, Peth. So I go in, change a few little things, grammar, punctuation, whatever, and then you can download that as an SRT file, and then that SRT file can be used on other platforms. So such as such as LinkedIn. So when you're uploading your video, there'll be a little pencil icon or a pen icon in your pop-up window. You click on that, and then you just navigate to your SRT file, and away you go. As we say in Scotland, Bob's your auntie's living lover. All done.
Excellent.
That's
okay. Now, video length on LinkedIn. So if we talk about video in the home feed, so when you post on LinkedIn, you can share an image, you can share just text, you can share a link, you can have a document post, which is a fairly new feature, or you can share video. So native video on LinkedIn, it can be 10 minutes long. That's, we know that. But Reg, would you say is the ideal length for video content in the home feed? In your experience?
In the home feed, well, seeing as at the beginning, or at the top of the show, I did mention that in the news feed, you're trying to sell a video that doesn't sell. So when it comes to length of videos, you're really talking something short and sharp. So even though you have 10 minutes, if someone doesn't know who you are and doesn't understand the value that you bring or that you're giving away, they're not going to give you 10 minutes of your time. So to trying to convince someone to watch that 10-minute video might be a struggle. But if you can do it in shorter, sharper versions of, shorter, sharper lengths of video, then you've got more opportunity or more chance of them to actually engage with you. And then with your longer form videos, they should be on your website essentially, because you want them to get off of YouTube, off of LinkedIn or Facebook, wherever they are, and get them on your website where you can have a longer form videos. But short and sharp is the short answer there.
So I might have shared this with some of you before, but my most successful post ever on LinkedIn featured a 9-second video. And it was a video I created in Snapchat. Now, I don't use Snapchat for marketing purposes because I'm not 13 and neither am I market. But there are some great tools. It's a great tool for creating quick video. It's got obviously the filters that go on, the long eyelashes and the black lips. I use that one. And you can change your voice. So I wanted to create an a robot voice video, because I wanted to say, I'd like to add you to my professional network. That's all I said. And I changed
it. That was a great video, Joe.
It got so much engagement. Not handy, no. And I didn't think about having that, but it was so successful because it was super short. It interrupted the news feed. I mean, I've got blue hair, like it was really bright blue at that time, and the filter made it really pop these black lips, long eyelashes. I look like a robot, and I spoke in this really flat tone with a robot voice. But I was making a point that when we connect on LinkedIn, we should actually personalize that connection request, because that's how we do in person. So that's kind of what I did, and that worked pretty well. So you don't have to get super creative or not creative, sorry, that's the wrong word, super slick. I mean, that was created on the fly. And then I did a video about how to create videos, where I recorded my screen using Snapchat, me talking to the camera and explaining exactly what I did to create that video. And then I shared that as another piece of content. So, you know, you can do stuff like that. So, Reg, if we talk about video, if we're sharing a video on LinkedIn, we can record straight onto LinkedIn. Like, as in, you can go to a post on your mobile app, you can hit record and record a video that way. Is that the best way to do it in your experience, or would you recommend recording it on your phone or using some apps like Snapchat or something else?
I would recommend using something else to film your videos and actually be happy with the video and the content that you have. So it's actually on your camera roll, and then upload to LinkedIn via the app. I wouldn't necessarily record straight from the app.
Yeah.
You get better. There's better apps out there. You have more control over your picture and your videos, so you can get better looking, and you've thought about it a bit more. It's a bit more planned, and it's probably a better video.
Now, because when you record straight from the app as well, you've got no editing, so you've got that awkwardness of pressing the record button, and then you're up here, and then at the end you're stopping it, and it looks weird. Now, here's a question for you, Reg, and I know we've covered this in an episode of the Connection Couch. LinkedIn has some very basic fun features of video. You know where I'm going here, don't you? And there's a feature called stickers. What do you think of stickers on LinkedIn? I mean, they probably work well on Instagram or Snapchat, but what about LinkedIn?
I don't know. Okay. Hands up who's 12.
I probably behave like a 12-year-old sometimes, but...
My 12-year-old boy likes stickers. Some on his laptop cover, he puts them on his books. I don't know. Personally, I'm not a fan. I don't think it's a very professional look. Especially the ones they offer you. They're very cartoony. Like, I know they're supposed to inject a little bit of fun and, you know, frivolity into things, but there's probably better ways to do it. Maybe if they're a little bit more. How can you have a serious cartoon though? Anyway, no, it's a no for me. So if you're going to do stickers on your car videos, we can't be mates. We can't be connections on LinkedIn.
I have been known to use the sticker.
Survey though with stickers, isn't there?
What was that? Sorry.
There's the opportunity to poll the survey with kind of the application of stickers. I know on like
not within LinkedIn.
Not on LinkedIn. You
That's
can't?
the Instagram feature.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can't use that.
Because
Right.
the stickers in Instagram actually have a purpose. Yeah, because they're actually functional. The stickers on LinkedIn are actually just stickers, as in they're just quite flat. Yeah. Now we're getting a bit of feedback from somebody. I'm not sure if someone's got an external microphone or Now just got just thought I'd welcome a couple of new people. So David, hello, and Ali, nice to see you here.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself, David? What you do, who you are, and what you feel about video?
It's David.
15 seconds, David.
Yeah, I do photography. I'm liking to get into doing video, and it's great.
You love it? Excellent, excellent. And Ali, I'm not sure if you're on audio. We can't see you, but we might be able to hear you. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello again.
I'm hoping. Hi. How can you hear me?
Yep. We can hear and see you.
Fabulous.
So just do you want to introduce yourself, who you are, what you do and what you feel about doing video in 10 seconds.
I haven't done a lot of videoing, but I would like to start, and I'd feel pretty good about it. Short and sweet and to the point.
Excellent. Well, you've got Reg here to ask questions, and we love that you're in the car right now after we've just talked about car videos. I don't know if you're listening to that, but yeah.
Oh,
but sometimes you are in a car.
I was a bit naughty. I just ran to get a Subway while in between meetings, but
fair enough.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you've got any questions, we'll jump along. So what else was I going to ask you? So we talked about captions. Now, Reg.
Yes.
What about sharing a native video, as in uploading it directly to LinkedIn in the home feed versus sharing a link to a YouTube? Now,
Just mute it.
Now, I could probably answer that one because I've been doing a bit of research, but I'd love your opinion on which one's better. linking to YouTube or uploading directly to LinkedIn?
It doesn't matter what platform you're on. The answer is always native video. Because YouTube, the platform you're on is going to prefer native video over content on another platform.
Yep. Awesome.
That's
Love
basically
it. Perfect.
May I ask a question, a really fundamental question, and I apologise if everyone else knows this and I don't, but what's the difference between a native content? Sorry, I don't understand it.
Yeah, great. Do you want to explain, Reg, or shall I?
Okay. So native just means that you're uploading the video directly to the platform you're watching it on, rather than taking a link from another platform and using it on. So for example, a native video is a video upload directly to LinkedIn, which then plays automatically in the newsfeed, rather than going to YouTube and taking a URL from YouTube and putting that in your post.
That makes sense. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Pleasure.
Now something I'll share on that, because I've just been doing a bit of research myself. I shared a video on my YouTube channel showing my own home feed, because I like to often investigate what's coming up and why is it showing up on my home feed. And one of the things I'd often say is external links don't work on LinkedIn because LinkedIn prefers native content. But that sometimes isn't always true. It comes down to your audience, because LinkedIn, yes, they do want to keep you on their platform, absolutely. So native is best. But the user is lazy. So the user is not going to click on something and go somewhere else, like read a blog, go off, unless it's really interesting. Now, YouTube videos are slightly different, because when you share a YouTube link in the home feed, it actually plays in the feed. You don't have to leave LinkedIn to go and watch the video. So that's when if you've got a long video, like Reg was saying, if it's sort of heading over 10 minutes or anywhere near 10 minutes, I mean, that's way too long for native video anyway. You can share a link, but you want to make sure that people engage by making sure the content that goes with it is written in an engaging way. And I've just, not just come up with it, but I've got a framework to write that. So if you need some help, I can share that with you. Actually, when I share this, I'm going to share this video recording as a blog, because I'm going to put the framework in there just to help you craft your content to go with it. But yeah, so native video is great. Now, how else can we use video on LinkedIn, Reg? What about video that's not in the home feed? Video that's on our profile, that's anchored.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Joe, that's probably more your area. That's okay. Did you want to go into that then?
I can. Yeah. Okay, well, but then I'll bring you back, because there's one type of video that you want to create. So you've got content video that moves quite fast. Then you've got video that you're anchoring on your profile. So a fairly new section to LinkedIn, it's called the features section. You might have seen it on your profile. It used to be the media that was attached to your about section. Featured is, well, I'm going to use the word featured again so many times here. The features section allows you to feature content, which makes sense. But what you can do is feature videos on YouTube. So if you've got an introduction video, which I've got on my profile, it's a little bit out of date, but it's still there. But it allows you to introduce yourself to your audience. So it's a piece of content it's a little bit more evergreen. It's not going to be moving fast in the newsfeed. It's something you want to anchor or bookmark on your profile. So that's where you create that. Now, I just want to quickly, because I've got a couple of new people joining. Hello, Charlie, and hello, Nermal. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to ask any questions about video. Reg is in the hot seat at the moment. So, Reg, can we talk about that video? If you're going to create that intro video, does that have to be professional quality? Can it be created, say, on your phone? Do you need to be in that video?
Sorry, what video are you talking about?
Like a profile intro video that you'd have on the features section. So people, when they come to your profile, they can watch that video overview about who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
I would probably recommend getting something a bit more professional, because it is, it's your branding and stuff, and it's a good introduction from a professional platform. So I would definitely look at getting something professionally done. It doesn't have to be super expensive though. You can go to there's sites out there such as Fiverr. If you can find something decent for Fiverr, you can get a little intro done relatively cheaply.
Yeah. And how long would that video be? I mean, because I know you did mine for me a couple of years ago now. So like I said, it needs an update because I haven't got blue hair, and I'm a lot more comfortable on video than I was back then. Reg is if you're not comfortable on video, Reg is great because he's very patient. I did so many takes. But it's too long. Back then it was 4 minutes. It's on YouTube, but it's too long now. attention spans are getting shorter. So how long would you say that intro video needs to be now, Reg?
Oh, look, 90 seconds you can probably get away with.
Yeah, cool.
As a sort of benchmark, as long as you're not waffling on after 90 seconds, then I think that's probably a nice number. It's got enough time to get in and out, get your message across.
I don't waffle at all, do I, Reg?
No, Joe.
We've done some videos, some promotional videos for some of our projects. Marianne, Reg and I do this event together, and yes, we were told we were waffling a little bit.
I'm worst waffler, so I've got to get over that. Yeah, I will, Reg, I promise.
So does anybody else have any questions about video on LinkedIn, particularly that we can answer while we've got Reg here?
I've got a question.
Oh, who's that?
Karen.
Oh, Karen. We'll go Karen, then we'll go Sarah. Excellent.
Just as I said, when in my last role, we had a really good tool which was designed for, particularly for the employment market. It was called Video My Job, and it was really simple. Is there other apps out there that someone else has created that don't particularly have that Video My Job element, but they have? I don't know whether you're familiar with it, but you can have your intros and your music and your branding, and you can put your some little content tables in with highlights and stuff like that, and it's really relatively simple to use. Is there anything else out there on the market that's not Video My Job, but it's like that?
There's lots of internet software that you can use, animation type stuff. So Go Animate's one, Powtoons, Doodly, all those type of ones you can create videos. There's Lumen 5, where you can, it's probably more to do with web content. You can actually go to a web page, so it could be your blog, for example, and take the URL, put it into Lumen 5, and actually create a little video for you with text and pictures and videos that you can sort of edit as well.
This is more so the talking heads. If I want to say something, but I want to add the elements, just all in the app.
Not so much, no. That I'm aware of.
Please.
What was that?
Can you invent it?
Oh, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? I should just I'll write that down. Hold on.
Oh, the other one I was going to suggest that I use particularly for those video messages on LinkedIn, or if I'm doing a quick intro, a tool called Loom. It allows you to be talking head, and you've got three sizes of circles, and I do it on my LinkedIn profile. So I position the video circle on my profile photo, and it looks like my profile photo is talking to you, and people go, wow, how did you do that? But if you look closely, it's slightly bigger, but that's a nice way of putting yourself in an environment. So you want to work out where on the web you are. Like I suppose you could use Canva and design some awesome kind of framing and position that circle within the frame. So you have to get clever with the layouts, and then
that's using multiple software. But Loom, I've never used Loom. That's probably the closest thing, Karen, that what you've asked.
I'll check it.
Yeah. Actually, while we've got Sarah Cordner's a bit of a tech head, and I know she's into tools as well. Sarah, have you come across any tools that you would use for video like that?
Look, to be honest, I prefer to have a bit more control over the flexibility of being able to create all kinds of different videos with one piece of software. So if you're going to be doing lots of different videos and you're planning on creating lots of video content, my recommendation is to make the investment in a proper piece of video editing software. So you can get really, really amazing, there's loads of them out there. I personally use one called Camtasia. There's lots of them like it, so you don't just have to go for that particular one. You buy it once off, there's no subscription fee for it, so you buy it once, you have it for life. And this is where you can create any type of video you want, and it make them look really, really professional. You can have green screens, replace your background with anything, you can have all the little pop-up words, you can have background music, and any kind of level of production you like. So I would always go, if you're just going to be doing one-off forever, then maybe go and use these free tools, but they are quite limited, and often you're stuck with their logos or something on it too, which I don't think looks very professional. So if you're going to do lots, and you're going to be doing training videos and educational content, and you want to do screencast things and all of that, definitely a good idea to get yourself some software.
Yeah, Camtasia is a great one. And Reg, there's one that you teach as well, that like entry level, that's got a paid version and a free trial. It's like Picasso or something, and that's not it.
Yes, DaVinci Resolve.
That's one.
It's a bit of a steep learning curve though, and you do need to have a relatively updated computer to run it.
Close. Picasso, Da Vinci. What are the artists?
Resolve, yeah, it's a free version. DaVinci Resolve 16, I think it is, and the paid version is $300. So it's pretty good if you can get to use it.
And then you've got things like Premiere Pro, which I've got, and I've got no idea how to use it. I think you need a degree to operate that software.
There's Sony Vegas, Premiere Pro, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, lots.
And then you've got using Upwork. And you know, if you're going to be doing a heap of videos, and I'd like to batch record, so come up with like the top 20 questions your audience are asking, sit down, block out a morning, answer them all in one go, and simply send them all to somebody on Upwork. And you could probably get away with $50 for getting 20 videos professionally edited with your logo and your URL and all the fancy stuff done to it, so you can crack on and do more videos rather than sitting there fluffing around editing.
Or get someone local as well. I mean, if you have someone as an external part of your team here in Perth, you could get someone to do it for you here as well. Yeah. Sure. I think there's a lot of businesses now having someone like a video person on team. I know a colleague who runs a electrical business. So he's got he's the Eastern States based now, but he runs a Perth electrician's business. He has a video editor on his staff. It's just because of where we're going with video. Yeah, cool. Now, Karen, you said not sure if this allows talking heads. I'm not sure if what you mean by that. That was the other Karen.
Oh, sorry, because I put in a link to everyone for Animaker.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
When I was doing consulting work for my husband, I think it was Reg, after I had seen you present, and we were talking about like different ways to provide content and stuff like that, and it was like a sort of, you could do a blackboard, and then it's like top 10 reasons you should get your home loan refinance with Steve the broker. So there's options there, but I'm not sure in terms of like, a talking head. It's like usually little gimmicks, like animation and things, but it does have a free version. I think you can download one video a month.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And the one I use quite often, so yesterday was Reg's birthday, and I created him a little video using photos, and I created it on my phone using an app called Quick. It's by GoPro. It's I think it's actually a free app. It's got some inbuilt templates. Yeah, it's a little bit like Canva for video, but a really cut down version. It's got some very limited templates. Pete, you do that. You use that app yourself, don't you?
Yeah. I was about to say, like, I use Quick all the time. So I do a lot of short videos through my phone at different events. And then I pretty much will load up all the clips straight into Quick. And I let Quick do an automatic template applicator to it. And then I choose the soundtrack, and I'm done and dusted really, really quickly. So within minutes, I've got a really cool video. So I'll put a link in a couple of videos you can have a look at, and they're literally done all on Quick without any other editing.
And that's QUIK, the app. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. It's my sister's birthday today, and I just started looking at some photos to upload onto Facebook. So maybe I'll do a video.
Yeah, Quick will do it. And the good thing about Quick, they've got a whole series of really good soundtracks to go with it that are all royalty free, so they'll work on YouTube, Facebook, and then you won't get cut out.
Now, if you're doing something, this is not off topic completely, but if you're doing something on Facebook, keep in mind that Facebook has an inbuilt slideshow builder with music attached, and you just go 10 images, off you go, video created on the fly. That's just a thing Facebook does on the back end. So yeah, there's some cool stuff out there. Cool. Now, the other tool I just want to mention while we're talking video that creates video is Canva. Now, Marianne, can you just quickly, I know we're talking video generally, but can you just quickly tell us about video on Canva?
Oh, sure. Well, there's a couple of different options. The first one is that Canva has video already in there for you to bring across. It's very easy to do. Like, you could learn to do it in less than 5 minutes. You can also upload your own, but that's a little bit more complicated because you've got to use the third party to bring it in. And there are a few different options. That's more of an advanced course, but it's definitely worth having a bit of a play. You can use an element to position your video anywhere on the actual, say you were doing a slideshow presentation and you wanted to have even like, not necessarily floating, but you could have it anywhere within the slide. But it's just a little bit of fiddling around to learn how to do that. But it's fantastic, and Canva are just getting more and more, giving us more and more opportunities all the time. So it's something to try out, and it's something to watch.
Yeah, cool.
Business, Canva was started by a female entrepreneur in Melbourne.
Yeah, Melanie Perkins. She's a Perth girl.
Oh, Perth. Okay.
Yeah, she's a Perth girl. I actually, I knew Melanie when she was just a little girl. I worked with her uncle at West Farmers for many, many years, and he used to talk. It's just, I digress. He used to talk about this really amazing niece of his that had such a go-get attitude. And so he used to tell me about her. And then all of a sudden I heard about this yearbook thing, and that was her that created this yearbook business. And then, lo and behold, she's got Canva. So yeah, she's a dynamo for sure.
So Canva's a great tool. I've used Canva to create a holding frame, like those, actually I've got, you can't see because I've got my green screen, but those photo frames you have for events. I've created one of those in Canva and then put my video inside that and then export it. I mean, just for a bit of gimmicky fun as well. So there's a lot you can do. So I'm just conscious of time. So if you've got any questions about Canva, Marianne's your girl. She's Canva queen. She was one of the early beta testers, and she's been doing this for a long time. If you need video help, Reg is your guy. Now, Reg, any final tips to share before we kind of wrap up the discussion?
Tips to share. Okay, so if you're new to video, I'm going to give you some bad news from the off. Your first video is not going to be your best video. But your second video will be better, and your third video will be better still, and that's how it will go on. So the best way to make better videos is to start. That's the only thing I can say, just start.
Now, Reg, I'm just going to share something because we've got Sarah in the room. I remember years ago, Sarah Cordner, you had a video challenge. You and one of your colleagues taped your phones to a tree. I remember seeing the photos of them, and you were recording every day and going live every day to get over your fear of video or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and not many years ago now. Obviously, staring down the barrel of the lens was the most terrifying thing in the world. You could barely string a sentence together, let alone speak eloquently and put anything in some kind of order when you first start doing it. I always say to people, nobody falls out of the womb being able to present to the camera. It can only come with practice. So yeah, a friend of mine and I made a deal that we would go to the park. Back then, I didn't have a tripod. I had none of the cameras and fancy equipment, and we literally sellotaped my mobile phone to a tree, and we made a deal every single lunchtime for 10 days in a row. We would go and we would just talk at the camera, and a few things happened. Obviously, I became less terrified of looking at the lens, and eventually could put words one in front of the other in a coherent manner. And then the next thing we noticed is that we started to, without realizing, talk to a particular audience, and we started to focus on particular topics, because our number one rule was we weren't allowed to make a plan about what we were going to talk about. It was purely to just sit there, and if we ran out of something to say, what we'd say to each other, so what did you have for breakfast, or what are you going to wear tomorrow, how big's your dirty washing pile, just to get each other talking. And watching them back is the best lesson ever, because you learn about your voice, your tone. Are you monotone? What's my expression like? Am I lively enough? You've always got to be a teeny bit more of a bigger version of yourself on camera. But watching your videos back is amazing, and I've recorded thousands of videos now. It's all thanks to that bit of practice on there. But yeah, going back and watching yourself, my husband's always saying to me, "Are you watching videos of yourself again?"
Yes. So I would love to hear from everybody else as well what you're going to do with video, thinking going forward, what you're going to, like, making a commitment. Because what Sarah, I mean, it was a great timing you were here, Sarah, and I know you just put you on the spot there. It just came back to me. I remember seeing that because I did a similar thing. I committed to myself to do Facebook Lives every day. Actually, it was your challenge, Sarah. You launched a Facebook Live challenge. I'm going live every day, and it got me over the fear of talking on camera.
30 days, 30 tips challenge, yeah.
So, and the beauty of doing something like that, going live on Facebook, is you can set the audience to just you. So no one has to see it anyway. And then if it's good, you just go audience, turn the audience on, and then you can download the video and do other things with it. But I'd love to know from you guys, now, because we're talking about video, what you're going to commit to doing within the next 30 days on video. So Holly Ann, let's go with you first.
Yeah, well, I'm going to continue doing, just talking through the videos, the resources that I have. and trying to keep interviewing. Last night I interviewed somebody in the US who's an expert. The video went for 30 minutes, which is why I'm so keen to find out about you putting it on YouTube, because it's really confronting stuff, and I don't want to chop anything up for 10 minutes and have people miss out or even refer them to the video. So I'm going to commit to doing a lot more videos because I'm really shy. And anybody who really knows me, I'm really shy.
Awesome. Well,
makes it hard, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. I'm making note of these things so I can check up on you. But feel free to, touch base with Reg as well, because Reg can help you, work out those logistical things too. Sarah, you got something to share? Were you putting your hand up?
There we go.
My button wasn't clicking. I actually have a question.
Okay.
So back when the whole beta testing for LinkedIn Live was out there, I did get forwarded an application actually, and they must have been inundated like many others, didn't hear anything back. Have you heard anything about where that's going, LinkedIn Live?
No, I've got that application as well, and I've gone through it about 5 times, but I don't do a lot of live streaming, as generally. So I think they're looking, initially they gave it to 6 people who are live streamers, and it's been rolling out. I don't know a lot of people in Australia that have it. It's still very much you still got to apply. I got told you have to keep applying, so just keep bombarding them with it and showing them your other stuff. Does anybody here have LinkedIn Live? Just Charlie Gunningham, do you have LinkedIn Live? No. Oh my gosh, nobody here? No, that's a shame. Because I would like it purely because I want to road test it so I can help people navigate it better. And you can also now, as of this week, live stream to an event on LinkedIn, because events are they're a new feature. I've had that feature for about a year. I'm one of the beta testers for that particular feature, just not live. So it's live streaming on LinkedIn. LinkedIn are always the last platform to get the cool stuff. They just watch and wait. But
it's not had any insider goss as to
no, and I need to really push that. But if you're going to use LinkedIn Live, you really need to be strategic about it. It's not like, on Facebook you go live, go, well, hi, look at me, I'm here. There's some really terrible LinkedIn Live videos. Yeah, Reg has seen all of them. So yeah, but keep applying. Just go back to the link. And if anybody wants a link to apply for LinkedIn Live, I'll share it with you. I've got it handy, but I've got it bookmarked. Just keep asking and tell them what you're going to do with it. Yeah, because those videos, you can keep talking for an hour, but that's too long. I'm not watching live videos on LinkedIn. It's just, I want to keep them, I only watch them if they're short and sharp. Otherwise, I've got things to do, Awesome. So let's keep going with the commitments. I want to say, Aline. I want to say with a French accent. I'm not very good at doing accents. Aline, what are you committed to in the next 30 days with video?
I want to give your suggestion a go of practicing to just videoing myself and getting over my fear of just being in front of the camera.
Use a tree. That's what Sarah does. That worked well for her. What I did initially, I had a photo of a friend of mine, and I stuck it to the tripod where my phone was, and I would just talk to her.
Okay.
It was just talking to a friend, because if you can just be yourself. I mean, my first professional video I had done, this is before I knew Reg, it's hideous. My mom said to me, I said, what's your video? Who did your voice for you? Shocking. It was almost like I was just so robotic, and I put on my posh video voice. I mean, I'm from Yorkshire in England, and
you're from Yorkshire and you got a posh voice.
I can do posh, and I did not.
What part of Yorkshire are you from?
Cool. Righty. Karen, we've only got one Karen now. So Karen, what are you going to do in the next 30 days?
Oh, only one Karen. I think I will start practicing. I like the idea of an intro video on my LinkedIn. Not sure how it will be created, but while I'm exploring opportunities, I've been, writing articles or blogs. And so I thought maybe this is another way that people can get to know me, because I listened to like a LinkedIn presentation this morning, and it's all about presenting yourself as a non-risky choice to a prospective employer. So LinkedIn can be used as a way to let your personality shine through a little bit, and especially because I'm in marketing, I want to show that I can present well, that I could present to various, cultures and ethnicities. So you could highlight that. So that's an idea I never thought of. So thank you, guys.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing it. So if you do post anything on LinkedIn, feel free to tag us all so we can see it and support you as well. Plus we amplify it to our networks, which is always a good thing.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Excellent. Natalie, what about yourself?
Well, I haven't got a real plan for video because whilst I'm not shy, I'm extremely awkward on video. So it usually goes to the bottom of the pile for my planning. But I have shifted the video plan. It keeps getting put back and put back and put back. So I think really my commitment is to work out what I want to use for video more than anything. What, like Reg was saying about, you know, like the tips or the, you know, the information that you can give. That to me would be really what I plan doing. And then, like Sarah says, about batching all of that. So I don't have to keep thinking about, you know, I've got a video all the time. If I get a plan together, know what it is we need to talk about, and then just batch the whole thing. That probably is a good commitment for me to make in my process brain. It needs to sort of know step by step. So I think that's where I will commit in the next 30 days.
Awesome. Cool. Who else? Charlie Gunningham, if you're still there. I'm not sure if you're still here. You're off camera. Maybe he's popped out. David Broadway, what are you going to do?
I've been experimenting and playing with video on all the other platforms except LinkedIn, and making me think that why am I not putting something on LinkedIn? So I suppose the plan moving forward now, is to make something that's relevant for the market on LinkedIn. I'm using all different platforms for different reasons, and putting different content on different platforms at the moment. So just gotta focus on creating something for LinkedIn.
Awesome. Now, Sarah Cordner, I know you do a fair bit of video yourself, but what are you going to commit to in the next 30 days?
Well, I was going to do a 30-day video every day, but I have been focusing on trying to formalize what I'm sharing. So instead of sort of just jumping on and going, hey, what I've done is I've gone, what is scheduled happens. I have been scheduling into my calendar like a mini tutorial pretty much 3 times a week. I have like tripled my commitment by turning them into events in my Facebook groups and on my business page so that I can't get out of it. So
I love it.
Started lockdown, got me putting my lippy back on now because I've like made my actual live streams events now. So that's kicked me up the bum to then create a little PowerPoint slide that I've been sticking in the background of my live streaming using Zoom so that you can screen share and put PowerPoint slides up behind you, and actually turning up and doing those mini tutorials. But just to level it up a bit, because I always say to people, there's no point doing all this stuff if it doesn't lead to money. I've also been planning my little upsells at the end of each one. So I've kind of been turning my lives into mini webinars.
I love it. I mean, you are the queen of monetizing things. And actually, you just reminded us of the other platform you can use for creating video, which is the one we're using right now, Zoom. You know, I mean, you can put slides behind you. You can share your screen and talk to that, but you can also do what we've done and put virtual slides behind us and position yourself correctly and talk so people can still see. A lot of virtual presenters are just having slides behind that keep changing. So that's another way to go.
And if I can jump in, Joe.
Yeah.
Like what you're seeing today, our background, Joe's created that in Canva, and Joe's actually presenting straight from Canva today. So you don't, PowerPoint's really fantastic, but Canva also has its own presentation format now where you can create your entire slideshow in Canva and present directly from Canva.
Well, actually,
more intuitive.
When we said I'm presenting directly, I wasn't sharing my screen yet. So now you should be seeing my screen. That's my Canva in presenter mode. It goes full screen. You don't see anything. So you could use that combined with Zoom. You can have a meeting for one in Zoom, use the free version. I've got Pro, but you know, and then here's all the virtual backgrounds that for this session, they could be slides, and I do a lot of that as well. I use it. I'll just get out of that again. I also use PowerPoint and QuickTime on my Mac to do a lot of tutorials, or screen share, or Loom was another one that I said that I use as well. So now, whoops, let me stop sharing. Now, lucky last, who joined us late, Caroline Marshall. Hopefully you've got some idea what we're talking about now. So welcome. Just quickly introduce yourself, and I'm just conscious of time because we've hit 1 o'clock, but just say, you know, who you are, what you do, and what you're going to do in the next 30 days.
I'm a career specialist, so I support people in preparing for a changing career or a new career. I do resumes, cover letters, lots of employability skills. I'm sorry for my tardiness. I did want to jump in because I think I just got the best of everything. Just hearing everybody's commitments was like, oh, yes, I can do that too. So I've made lots of notes. Thank you for the opportunity. Sorry I was late. I've actually been presenting to the city of Kwinana via Zoom for the last 3 days, and I wrapped up my session 20 minutes earlier than I anticipated. I was supposed to finish at 1, but we'd been going for 3 hours, so we called it quits early. Lovely to see you all, and I know you would have had great learning from Joe, and I'm very grateful to steal all of your lovely suggestions at the end of it. So thank you very much for having me. I'm Caroline Marshall. If you need me, you can find me on Ningi Careers on LinkedIn.
And what are you going to do in the next 30 days in terms of video?
I'm going to be getting these virtual backgrounds happening because I'm so old school, because every time I need to describe anything, I just spin around and I use my whiteboard, and then I block the door to my home office with my pull-up banner, which nobody can read, but at least it blocks the door. So it's messy and very old school. I need to get with the program. I need to also copy Karen and get some floral things happening in my hair instead of having my broadcasters earphones on for radio presenting. So thanks.
Now, just as like Caroline has just launched a community radio show, which I'm going to be a guest on, or I have been a guest on, so that's coming up.
No, she's coming back soon. She's coming back.
So you'll see that soon.
So listen to Inspire Radio, and any of you who want to put your businesses up on Inspire Radio, please give me a holler. Joe's got my details.
She's so fun to chat with, so yeah, definitely do that. Now Charlie's back. Charlie, we're just doing the commitment part before we head off. Do you want to commit to something on video on LinkedIn in the next 30 days? We unmute Charlie. There we go. Let's unmute him. Oops, I've now muted you. Sorry.
Sorry, I keep getting phone calls from Canberra. Sorry, I have to go off and.
That's all right. Well, I thought while we're back.
The federal government.
We just thought we'd end with.
I missed half of it. I was late.
Okay.
And I was eating my lunch. You wouldn't want to see me eating my lunch.
That's all right. But do you want to share some sort of commitment that you're going to do?
Well, actually, I have a question. But yes, okay. I find, well, also a comment. I find iMovie amazing. So it's only $6. I do all my videoing and clips because you can put in movies and sound and music and lots of voiceover. iMovie costs $6. It's an app on the iPhone. I'm sure you will use it. I find that fantastic, and I can just use my fingers and thumbs to edit. I had a question. Does anyone know how to do those videos where you've got about 6 or 7 people and there's different boxes in the screen? What do they do to do those? I find, you know, they do them for music in lockdown. So you've got like bass guitar over there, drum over there. But if you wanted to do a video with videos inside the video with various boxes, what's that done in?
Reg, that's a question for you. You know the answer to this one.
Are they broadcasting live when they're doing this?
They may be, they may not be. They may just be making a video.
There's software such as OBS, which is just short for outside broadcasts, and you can record
Australian
inputs, so cameras or.
The Australian Document Exchange used to be upstairs here as well.
I
came into this building years.
What does the Australian Document Exchange got to do with the price of fish in Denmark?
No, I think that's David.
Have we been bombed?
Yeah, David's off now.
I've just muted him just in case he's sharing something he shouldn't be sharing. Is StreamYard another one, Reg?
StreamYard, I'm not aware of StreamYard, to be honest. I know there's lots of stuff.
Sorry, what was the first one? We got interrupted. What was the first one you mentioned?
OBS.
OBS. Okay.
So there's OBS and there's Wirecast. There's lots of stuff out there. But yeah, that's probably two that spring to mind that you can do that picture-in-picture type of stuff. Okay,
cool. As I want to start doing those.
Are you going to be singing?
Oh, no, I play drums. But,
okay.
I've got a blues band, and we want to do a virtual performance.
Oh, yep.
Nice.
For the IT Awards in July. So we performed on stage. That was our debut performance in front of 550 people, would you believe, last year.
I was there and I saw you.
You were there.
I saw that.
Did you get up and dance? Get your booty trousers on?
I nearly went up and got your
You
autograph.
nearly, oh goodness me, what's that? Next time, get up. Anyway, we're thinking of doing a virtual performance because the IT Awards will be purely online. So
yeah, that sounds great. So
are you going I want to learn how to do that and then use that skill to do lots of interesting little boxy videos.
And then you can share that on LinkedIn. Maybe not the next 30 days, but down the track, just to kind of go, this is something we can do for other events.
Will you be playing it live, Charlie?
No, at the moment we're recording separately our little bits. We've got the track we're doing. We've changed the words and all that. It's an old Divinals track from the 80s. But
yeah, okay. Because if you're doing that,
hope no one's touching themselves.
No, not that one.
There's another way of doing it is get everyone to record their track, and then you pretty much overlay them and just resize each.
Exactly.
Inside. When I will do that in Premiere, Adobe Premiere, but Adobe Elements will do it as well. That's a cut down version. Okay. I'm not sure if iMovie or any of the other ones will do it. Right?
No, iMovie won't be able to. Yeah, that was more that if you haven't heard of it or whatever, that's how I do my videos, and they look semi-professional. You can bash them out pretty easily.
Yeah.
You can do picture-in-picture in any non-linear software.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I thought you meant like streaming and everyone's performing live and cutting it together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I'm just conscious of time because we've already gone past 1 o'clock when we were supposed to wrap up. So if anybody has to go, I completely understand. Do we want to do any more little fun photo booth moments, Pete, before we go?
Joe, can I just ask before I forget?
Karen's been participating and a few people have been participating as well along the way.
I love it, yeah.
I'm now the officer.
And Karen has a question. Marianne, what's your question?
Well, the question's actually from Pete. He's asking Sarah because he'd like to buy a green screen and he would like to know what size Sarah is using and what he should buy, which could benefit all of us, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is a pop-out green screen. Now, if you're Googling this, it's called, this is obviously a white color at the moment. This is called a chroma pop-out screen. So chroma screen. Now the cool thing about this one is black and on the flip side of it is white. And I have a second one that's green. Woo! And what I've got here is these are just some bulldog clips from Bunnings, $2 each. And I have them up permanently on this frame here, so I can just film whenever I want to film. So that's going to like totally fall down now. Woo! Never mind.
Is that about a metre and a half by a metre, that size?
It's approximately 2 meters long by about 1.5 meters high. And it's great for being able to do stand-up tutorials and, just having behind my screen if I want to do any decent backgrounds, little photo shoots and things like that. These pop-out ones are more expensive, but they're easier to use because they don't get horrible creases in them. Yeah. And so these ones are probably about $150, but they're well worth it.
Yeah, I've seen them around. They're about between 80 to 100 on eBay that I've seen.
Oh, cool. Well, if you can get those that cheap now, yeah, definitely well worth it. It makes everything look a lot more professional, that's for sure. Unless
it's falling over.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't ask the question, Pete, it wouldn't be falling over, so technically it's your fault.
Totally.
Absolutely love is one of these. If you're going to be creating more videos, lighting is really important. So this is a selfie light ring. It's on a tripod. It has a little holder for your phone. And I'm just going to let that drop on me a minute. And the light goes on, has different settings, so it goes nice and bright or dull or orangey or white. And these bad boys cost about $50, again on eBay or Amazon, and will be amazing for creating really, really good quality videos.
Yeah.
I've got one of those. I haven't used mine yet. I know, Pete, you've got one.
One of those.
And they're called Diva lights, just so you know. They're not ring lights, they're called Diva lights. Isn't that right, Sarah?
All the Instagrammers use it, yeah. And I was just going to share, I've just turned my green screen, my virtual background off. I've got a green, this is my green screen. I've got a stand, and I actually got the green screen fabric with the kit, but I didn't like it because it had creases in it. It was awkward. This is fabric from Spotlight that they were selling that acts as a green screen. So it's slightly lighter than the traditional green screen color, but it's just like a poly cotton that's crease free, and you can see it hangs like that. And when you turn it on, it works pretty well. So I pull it forward when I'm presenting. Yeah, so that's pretty easy as well.
Awesome.
I have a question for Reg. Reg, as you know, I'm having this purpose-built training room office.
Yes.
Built at the back, and I've been investigating painting my walls in a green screen. My question to you, there are two different kinds of paint. There's that traditional green that you see everybody using, but then I found that the better green screen is more of a subdued color, almost like what the color of the sheet that Joe is using. It's a little bit of a softer green, but it's actually green screen paint.
Right.
Do you know anything about that? And
yeah, look, it's the color doesn't matter so much, because essentially, as long as it's an even color, you're going to be keying that out anyway. And as long as it's not something you're clashing with, like someone's wearing the same color or something similar.
Okay.
So not so much, but as long as it's a matte paint and not a gloss, because you don't want it reflecting light.
That brings me to the next question then, because my daughter, who's an actor, does a lot of self-tests, but she'll go to one of her coaches has painted his self-test room in a blue, almost like a very deep blue, indigo or something like that. You know, one of those almost black but not quite black. And so, is there a difference then between that for video or like?
Well, that's this color, isn't it? The blue screens you can get pretty much blue.
Yeah, but his is much deeper than that, Joe. Yes. Yeah,
look, it serves the same purpose. So essentially, you're just telling the picture to eliminate a particular color, and then within a certain tolerance as well. So you get the Sarah's there; she's got blue. I don't think there's much difference. A lot of movies, they all use blue. They all use blue screens. Green screen doesn't seem to be a thing. Like you watch movies being made, it's all blue. But as far as I'm aware, there's no difference.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm asking, is because this room is going to also be, there's going to be like a little lounge. There's going to be a sofa in it, so that at night when I'm not working, we can maybe, do a bit of entertaining.
Look, it depends if you want to look. If you're happy to look at it all the time, then by all means. But if not, then maybe get something Sarah's got, or you can get a pull-up banner that's green, or because they fold out relatively quickly.
It doesn't have to be green then. It could be, I could have a blue wall.
You can have a pink wall, you can have a yellow wall. As I said, the color doesn't matter. The reason why green is usually chosen is because it's not something it's not a flesh tone. Right? So unless this doesn't occur naturally. So unless you're wearing a green top, then green is going to work because it's not a flesh tone. So you're not going to, cut out people's skin
When I've used blue, I don't use it anymore because I have blue eyes. And I found when I removed the chroma color of the blue, I had no eyeballs.
Yeah. Okay, good point. Thanks, Sarah. The other thing too is, as soon as you said about flesh, Reg, it automatically made me think of makeup. And there's that the green tone that you put on your face to take. What's it called, Sarah? You know what I'm talking about.
If you have green nail polish, your fingers disappear.
Right.
So don't do that, Reg.
I've been caught out before, Joe, believe me.
Yeah, pink's more your colour. Now, a quick question from Karen. I just want to backtrack, not about video so much, but Karen, do you just want to ask your question, and then we'll just quickly discuss that while we've got a bit of extra time?
So, as I mentioned before, I've been posting blogs to showcase my expertise on LinkedIn. And when I was doing that, when, I was in my previous employer, I had sort of an ideal post times, for LinkedIn for engagement and to get traction. So, for example, Tuesday was sort of the target, 8 to 10 a.m., then Wednesday 10 to 12, Wednesday 3 to 5, Thursday 1 to 3. Now with COVID, it seems like, well, that's all out the window, isn't it? Because people are working from home. The idea that people are checking their devices on the commute to work, at their lunch break, on the way home, again, that's out of the window. So I just wondered if there's any analytics available that kind of show the ideal post times.
Well, it's a big question because everybody's audience is contextual to them. It depends if you've got a global audience, what time zone it is for them, who your audience is, what industry they're in. Are they in an industry that sort of is busy during the day, like say lawyers who are in court? They're only going to check LinkedIn on their breaks or, in the evening. So it depends on you, but LinkedIn doesn't give you much in terms of timestamping. Like if you look in your previous activity, so if you go to your profile activity, go to the feed, it does not give you a timestamp. It will say 1 day ago, it will say 2 hours ago, 1 day ago, 1 week ago, 5 weeks ago, 1 year ago.
Yep.
So LinkedIn has this data, but they choose not to share it. So I use an app called Shield. It's called Shield app. It's paid. It's about, I don't know, $100 a year, or can't remember exactly what it is, but that gives me the time stamping back. It gives me patterns. It gives me reporting. So it gives me what LinkedIn has decided not to share with me. Another way of seeing it, another tool I use it's called Agora Pulse. It's a social scheduling and management tool. Reg, stop it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm actually one of the ambassadors. I love their product. It's not as cheap as using, say, Hootsuite or Buffer, but it does so much more. But one of the things I love about it is the content calendar. It shows you content that was posted directly on LinkedIn. It gives you the timestamp, so you can kind of reverse engineer and look for patterns. So that's a manual way of doing it, though. And other apps, I'm not sure if Hootsuite gives you a timestamp on your previous content, and if it shows you what you shared on LinkedIn after the fact. But LinkedIn itself doesn't do it, and it's a pain in the backside. I wish they would.
No, I mean, my contact at LinkedIn, Elise Erickson, I asked her, and she said that what works for her audience is 9 a.m. on a Monday. And she said because she's got a lot of stakeholders in Singapore, and we share the same time zone as, X number of countries and metropolises. So I'm figuring that Monday at 9 would be good. My first blog I posted on a Tuesday at 10. That seemed to get good traction. I did it yesterday, my second blog. So a Wednesday, hump day, 4 o'clock. Nah, it was like clunk, 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 clunk. So
it could be a one-off. That's the thing. I've posted on a weekend. I do a lot of testing. I've posted on weekend and it's gone really, really well. The next week I've done exactly the same thing and it's gone flat. So if you post something that goes flat, here's a bit of a trick for you. Now, you're looking at views. If the post view is really low, means no one's seen it anyway. Copy it, paste and delete it, post it again at a different time and test again, because no one's seen it anyway. So you're not duplicating content in terms of being seen again. If a lot of people see it, say 1,000 people see it and one person's commented or nobody, maybe it was boring. Maybe it was just not the wrong content. Not interesting. You got to look also how you write your content, and I've got a framework. My E³ plus IC² is my formula for writing about your content. And essentially, the IC² is you've got to invite conversation by asking questions and framing it the right way. So if you just share a tip, like if Reg was to share 3 tips about video marketing, and that's it, you might read it and go, oh yeah, that's really interesting. You've seen it, but you're not doing anything. But if Reg shares the tips and asks you a question, maybe she starts with a problem, many people feel uncomfortable on video, blah, blah, blah. Here's 3 tips to get comfortable. Then end with, what's your best tip for getting comfortable in an uncomfortable situation? So taking it outside your topic, inviting conversation, and that will, work. Now, it comes down to, though, do people see it? Because when you share on LinkedIn's algorithm, it will share it with a subset of people initially to test if it works, and then if people start to engage with it, then they'll show it to more people. But there's no magic time. I mean, you'll see some of those infographics saying Tuesday between 4 and 5 p.m. is your magic time each week. That's a lot of BS, really, because that. Excuse me. See, I'm getting really, really passionate about this because there's no one size fits all. Pete's audience, Marianne's audience, Aline's audience, Charlie's audience, Holly Ann, they're all different. So it's kind of test and measure, and if it fails, delete it, do it again. That's your best way around. Cool. Alrighty, so I'm just conscious of time because we've gone a bit over, and I said we'd be hanging around for chatting, but I'm conscious we're middle of the day and we've all got things to do. But thanks for hanging on to the end. We're the hardcore people, clearly. But a big thanks to Reg for sharing his expertise and knowledge. So thank you very much. And thanks to everybody else for sharing your expertise, because everybody has their own things that they do and own tools that are working. And also thank you for sharing your commitment to what you're going to do, because I think sometimes it's good to share, but unless you're willing to commit to doing something and making a little change, then we just have fun.
Thank you very much.
So actually, just to end it off, Reg, what are you going to do in the next month on video?
Okay, good question.
Yeah.
Well, my plan is to post 1 video every day for the next 10 days, and it's all about helping business owners leverage YouTube. So things you don't think about as a business owner, because it's not just about, conspiracy theories and cat videos and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned.
Awesome. And I'm going to do more video messages, because I do a lot of voice messages on LinkedIn. Sending an audio message works really well. And Holly Ann, I know we've sent a few, and I've got a couple to reply to actually of yours, but video messages is taking up a notch, just a little bit more production time. Cool. All right, I'll let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you've had fun. And the next event is in 2 weeks' time, and the topic is going to be LinkedIn search and SEO, so the intersection of the two. And Pete's going to be sharing a bit of his intelligence around SEO, and I'll talk a little bit about search. So bring your questions and let people know. And we're going to do another lunchtime event just to give it another go, and then we'll probably go back to doing an evening event just to mix it up.
All right, cool.
Thanks, awesome. Everybody. Thanks very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. I'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.